Okay, dudes, we're on. Oh, we on, Gorma? We're on. And we're doing a little cooking show. I was cooking and I'm like, well, why not turn on the camera? I'm wearing my nightie still. It's 4:30. See, 4:30. I'll slow it down with the camera. Sorry. And there's my ground turkey cooking with a bunch of cumin, cayenne, oregano. I threw a little ginger, powdered ginger in there. And I added grapeseed oil because it's so dry. This lean turkey is so dry it has to be, well, I think it has to be added with some, we're using grapeseed oil lately, and our olive oil, but this is better for cooking, and then I'm kind of sauteing slowly my onions. So, anyway, you get to hang out. My sweetheart, Darren, went to, in case you were wondering, went to Walmart to buy some groceries, and I said, well, I've been sickly, we'll say sickly, had bad tooth problems, and they gave me antibiotics for them, so I'm on the antibiotics, and now I'm not in pain. And Darren had a horrible relapse, kicked him out, he was in a homeless shelter. I did let him back in, and told him, you gotta stop this shit, or, you know, I'm getting tired of letting you back in here. And so he's really off, he's detoxing, he can't remember anything, I can't remember anything, and, going on the rodeo a little bit more, but here's this, it's like a sumo orange or something like that. Oh man, we were over near Albertsons to walk to my dentist's office and bought a few groceries there. I gotta tell you, their food is just way better than Walmart's, but it's also way more expensive, so my onions are very slowly sauteing here. Got everything on low because he's gone to buy the groceries, and it's gonna be a while before he gets back, so. Now I have a little bit of red bell pepper left. And Darren is really weird in the way he keeps the kitchen. You guys might think I'm really weird in the way I keep the kitchen. He might think that too. But I'm always like, oh my god, why is it like this, like this, like this? I get so frustrated when I end up in the kitchen cooking, but, you know, that was kind of bad, and that's my point. He doesn't finish out something. You know, like he'll use half of it, and then it sits in the fridge and it goes bad, and I'm like, just put all of it in the food and we'll eat it instead of it going bad. And I was forgetting about it, so that red bell pepper is nasty, and so anyway, but you know, the thing about me bitching about the way he does stuff, in the kitchen at least, was that he has a right to do it how he wants. And I need to keep to myself about it, but when I step foot in this fucking kitchen and want to try to accomplish something, then I'm like, oh my god, why is it like this? Why don't we have any garlic bulbs? Where are they? Maybe we have them, but I don't know where they are. Why is this over here? Why is there a waxy ear plug hanging off the side of the fucking kitchen over there? Right there. It's his earplug that he's got melting over there because he uses earplugs at night. And he has a right to keep it how he wants, but I think even he would be appalled by that. In fact, so appalled I'm not going to be able to tell him. But he said, all you do is bitch about the way I do everything. Everything about me. I'm like, it's not fair. That's not right. Of me to do that. You know. I think, especially lately, which I think I'm bad about that all the time, but meaning I do that all the time and that's bad. But I think, especially lately, like with him having a relapse and me getting, this is him, fucking electricity got shut off the day after he got back because I'm going to say it, he neglected to do it. It was in his name. Oh. So now my name's on it too, but. And then my teeth having emergency agony, and now that's getting kind of fixed. But I'll tell you what, one of the symptoms of being on antibiotics is crankiness and bitchiness. That's a symptom you've had for a long time. Well, maybe it's because I had this infection and didn't know it. They figured it out. I'm glad they did. Okay, there's my onions. A little brown on the edges, not quite totally caramelized. I'm throwing them in the turkey. I threw the turkey in to be fixed, cooked, before I did the vegetables. So now I'm doing the vegetables separately, but I'm cutting up a big ass tomato, half of one, to throw in there. This meal, which we eat spaghetti a lot, but was inspired by some cherry tomatoes that we got from the greenhouse, and they're already ripe and going over, you know. And I said, hey, how about he makes spaghetti with them. And so he said, yeah, I will. But then he's been, quite frankly, he's exhausted. I gotta tell you, he's detoxing, and when I hope he's just detoxing. I don't know what's wrong. He can't. I'm not either. I'm out of my body. I'm fucking out of it. I am freaked out still, worrying, fretting every time he leaves the damn house, not knowing what the hell he's doing, but also just he has to go sometimes. I mean, for our, you know, not just to do something, but for our chance of survival together. You know, remember when I used to go out and sit in the car and cry and cry and cry? When he went into Panera, but I do it a lot when he went into dang library. Now I'm crying if he doesn't go, man. I mean, so he has to leave. But, see, I had built up about 4 months of really trusting Darren. Going, hey, this is going well. No, he's not using nothing. He's, occasionally I thought he had been drinking, but he didn't admit it. So I let it go and said, maybe he'll get back on track. So he did. And we're always doing our hair while we're cooking. At least the cat's not in the middle of it this time. She would be if I let her out of the galley. No, she would. So I'm just cooking this tomato, yummy ass tomato. I don't want it to go bad. Or these that Darren picked out of the greenhouse. I have to pull the tops off, but they're getting overripe, but they'll be excellent fried up into this sauce. But anyway, so, you know, I was like, okay, he is highly committed to his sobriety. He is totally throwing himself into this sobriety thing. And so have I. He's just being healthy and doing healthy shit. And then he relapsed. And during the relapse, while he was screaming at me and shit, and I ended up screaming at him too, okay? He said he'd been lying to me for 4 months and that he was doing real well, smoking marijuana and drinking. And I'm like, what? I'm not saying that he's never lied. I'm not saying that that's not normal. But it's that he was doing so well, lying to me. And I'm not saying that it was good that he was using or anything like that. It's not okay. But what I actually think, okay, is that he wasn't using. For one thing, he didn't have time to go buy marijuana. Maybe people gave it to him, and I'm sure he used sometimes. But here's the deal. I didn't know about it, and I don't think he was doing it to the level that he's saying he did. And how great he was doing that stuff. I'm like, it's not great if you come home fucking drunk. Or on the verge of drunk, you know. Reeking of alcohol. Screaming and doing the same shit. I'm just tearing these up. They'll cook down in this stuff. I'm not going to use all of the turkey for spaghetti. I rinsed these, by the way, just now. You didn't see it, so they'll be perfect in this. So what happened to me in this, okay, is whatever he was doing, right, is I stopped trusting him again. This trust we were building up, I stopped trusting him, and I stopped trusting myself. I mean, maybe I should have already stopped trusting myself about this stuff. And it's thrown me back, really regressed to a long time ago, or like to, and then having the electricity shut off, having my teeth being fucked up, and we had to walk 10-mile round trip to go get an emergency dental exam. And I had just been in the week earlier, but they didn't prescribe me with the antibiotics, so this time they did, and it helped so much. Like, the instant I took the antibiotics, the pain stopped. I just got to tell you. And I was in so much pain for that. I thought, I have a mouthful of damn cavities, you need to pull all of them, but he said he thinks it's only one with this sickness, we'll call it, all up in my head. We all know about that one, but, and it's helped, but I've got to tell you, I had to take over, or I felt like I had to, and I did take over, and I did have to, on getting the electricity turned back on, and then keeping the gas on, because it was due the next day. Like, not due, like, due to be disconnected. So I got worn out, totally worn out. Haven't been able to do much. Even though today I did a bathtub full of serious laundry with Darren's help. He helped carry it out and hang it. And we redid the whole bed together. And then I swept the whole floor and mopped it. I'm folding laundry, the dry stuff, and I'm cooking this meal. But Darren, he cooks no matter what. He generally, no matter how bad he feels, he'll cook. But I'm trying to eat before 10 at night. I better take my antibiotic. I've got the alarm set to remind me of all my pill taking. So I went from actually trusting that things are going really well and trusting that he was doing really well and trusting that I was doing really well. And this is right after Luna died. Guys, it's been a fucking... And I've honestly thought we were past having the electricity fucking turned off, having all the fucking... Because if the electricity's turned off, we are now threatened with eviction. It's like, all of it. And I'm like, dude, you just fucking got your head, not cleared, but, you know, you just stopped drinking and walking all over town, staying in a homeless shelter and shit. I didn't say this to him, but... And now the fucking electricity suddenly shut off when I'm in the middle of a Zoom meeting. And not only is that fucking embarrassing, it's fucking stressful as fuck. And then I couldn't go get my teeth addressed because I had to deal with the electricity shit for a whole entire over 24 hours. And then I had to walk with Darren 5 miles to the dentist, not knowing what the fuck they're gonna do my teeth, and then 5 miles back and get my prescriptions. And then I have the next day I have to get that gas bill taken care of, which has happened. And it was all in Darren's name, and now it's in my name too, and I can take care of it. And I intend to. Let's see if I do it right. Meaning, make the arrangements for it to get paid, how it gets paid. Or whatever. Or the whatever part, right? I'm starting to save money back for that very stuff, so... fucking emergencies like that. Anyway, dudes, I've been overwhelmed and stressed out, and now Darren can't think straight, and half the time he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's always spaced off again. And I think he's spaced off jonesing and detoxing. So, and all we can do is have time change that. Have time come along and, you know, him stay on the wagon and get that fucking shit cleared out. Because the problem with him drinking, I don't know if you guys know alcoholics, probably all of you are alcoholics if you're watching our fucking show, but, or if you weren't, you might be now. But, at least with this one, and most of them get really agitated and escalated. But this one, he gets straight up violent. And I can't be having that shit happening. And he has been, by the way. So, and it's like, get off that shit. And I mean lately. Get off that shit and stop it. Oh man, you guys, I ended up going fucking crazy one night and screaming and screaming and screaming and screaming and screaming at him. And it wasn't the night he was drinking. It was when finally the electricity got turned back on, and we got home from the dentist, and I was exhausted and at my wit's end for my healthy skills. I fucking lost my shit and just screamed. I gotta tell you, I'm not even sure. I can't even remember what I screamed about. It's probably him drinking. I know that it was that, but it was just screaming and screaming and screaming and saying the most horrible things. Him screaming back. I mean, it was bad. So I'm trying to recover my strength and health while he's... I don't know if he's going to make it, dude. I'm just to the point where it's like, I was doing well without him. But the day he got back, everything got shut off. And it's not because he came back. It's because he left in the first damn place and didn't do his job to take care of things. While I thought that they were being taken care of. And people keep saying, don't meddle in your husband's stuff. Don't try to control him. Don't be doing that. You're being a control freak. That's codependent. That's Al-Anon shit. Okay. No, it didn't work. I need to fucking control shit. Maybe I failed to control the shit I needed to control. I don't know. I'm not saying I understand or know what the fuck I'm doing. And I needed him to come back, even make it where my name's on the damn bill so I can, because they don't let me do it. They don't let me call him up and say, hey, I need to be on this bill. No, they have him call him, add me to the bill. And I needed him here to fucking deal with this shit. He didn't deal with much, okay, I'm telling the truth. But he helped me be able to deal with that shit, okay? And he did do some part of it, some parts, okay? But I gotta tell you, dudes, I just got totally overwhelmed and went back to screaming my head off at him. And you guys know that if you lived with that guy, you'd be screaming your fucking head off at him too. And probably at me, so. So I've been just basically staying in bed all the time, staying in my damn nightgown. And not going to the meetings not to all of them, the meetings I go to that help me, and our professional meetings too, and not doing any of that shit, and not doing anything much at all, just saying, I can't do nothing, I've got to be in bed. If you cook, great. If you don't, I'm going to go hungry because I can't get up and cook. So this time I'm trying to make up for it. And, you know, he said that he has these resentments toward me. I'm like, yeah, I bet you do. And I have resentments toward him. And these resentments are not good for our relationship. They're bad. And all I can do is, like, fucking focus on, why aren't you fucking paying attention, dude? Quit spacing off and fucking get in your body and fucking start working on shit. And every once in a while, I'm not going to use the word nag, that's a sexist word, but let's say pester. Every once in a while, I fucking pester the shit out of him, and he's tolerating it well. And we're trying to work through it in a good way, where I try to stop pestering him, and he starts, you know, trying to up his game. And, again, because he was upping his game and rolling in the right damn direction and putting salt on this. When he fell off the damn wagon. And he didn't come back onto the wagon like, I really want to be on the wagon. This is really fun being sober. No, he was like kicking and screaming. And I'm like, you be kicking and screaming, don't get on the wagon, don't get near me. But if you're near me, dude, get on the wagon. That's the only way you're going to be near me. So, he's on the wagon, but barely, dude, if he is at all, okay? I'm sorry for being that fucking point blank blunt about it, but you probably already like, it's about time. Well, I can't help it. It's the worst part of me to believe in people. To believe and see the best in people. But time has been showing me that seeing the best in somebody might not be what they end up getting to, you know, being able to be. And I am preparing myself better this time. Taking over shit, getting it in my name, putting a little few dollars back. Taking care of myself so that Darren can leave and be gone from my life. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Who knows how many more times I'll take him back before I would actually kick him out like that. But I was pretty much meaning it when my teeth started hurting and agonizing. Oh my God, I was worrying. And so it's like, I gotta get it prepared where the whole world doesn't fall apart when I kick him out. So that I don't go back to needing him again, codepending on him. Or just depending on him at all. It's terrible to not be able to depend on the person you're with. I mean, and maybe he feels the same way. Like, Hey, if I go out and have a drink, this lady's gonna kick my ass out into the fucking curb, and he's right. So, I feel very sorry for him dealing with this. But enough's a damn enough, man. Anyway, see? I was just bitching and complaining about this guy. Yeah, okay. Well, my tomatoes haven't boiled down much. But, okay, I'm going to turn off the meat because Darren's going to be a while. But see, I shouldn't be on this fucking video bitching and complaining about my husband because you know what? It's not healthy, one. And two, it's not very nice. So here's the turkey meat being grilled up and you know what? It's fucking sad to have to try to prepare for a future without the person that you are preparing to stay with. You know, it's very, very sad to do it. It's just, you know, it's so easy to say, just leave that dude. He's fucking up, man. Of course, that's true. And it's very hard to actually do it. The best of my sweet baby is so damn wonderful. You know, it's so fucking wonderful. But the worst is so fucking bad, man. And I got totally overwhelmed with, you know, of course he went and got drunk after Luna died. It fucking hurts, man. I wanted to go get drunk too. Me too. I really did. I know you did. You wanted us both to go get drunk. And see, I have to leave that fucking ear plug dripping down the side of the kitchen because it's not mine to clean up, dudes. And that's just fucking stupid. It's like, anyway, it's the other person's job to clean that fucking shit up or leave it there forever, you know? Unless he's gone, then I better clean that shit up, and I would. So, I actually cleaned up this whole section of the kitchen while he was gone for the weekend, but I was so tired too. I was fucking worn the fuck out. And grief loss of losing a baby like I did losing Luna. Seriously, that'll exhaust you to near death, man. And then I'm dealing with possibly losing Darren at the same time, and it's just been damn stupid, man. And I'm like, why is this fucking happening, man? It's because he hadn't gotten sober, that's why. But maybe he got really quite sober and wasn't using like he claimed, or claims even. Because I don't think he was, or I damn know about it, man. It's not, I did accuse him a few times, 2 times of drinking, and saying he reeked of alcohol. I didn't use that word, but... And he denied it, and I'm like, well, let's see if he gets back on the wagon. And he did, but, you know, if he's not going to stay on the wagon, I mean, everybody relapses. I'm an addict, okay? Everybody fucking relapses. And under a lot of horrible stress, yeah, that's when it's most likely to happen. And then you get to start a fight with your spouse, and you fucking go use it as an excuse to go get drunk, or whatever, use whatever. I know how it works. It's just, I'm not sure how to help him get sober. Like, I've gone from, oh, I love and adore you, you're my sweet baby, I care about you, you're the most wonderful person in the world, to get your fucking ass straightened up. Or get out. And, sorry, but I am sorry. That's a horrible fucking place to be, man. Whether it's him or me. But I had these onions way over here with the produce, but I just sent them out to buy more, and we have some, but we may need more too. So anyway, I don't know, that kind of stuff drives me crazy. It's like, why isn't it where it belongs? It belongs down in the crisper for there, and that stuff belongs over there. what? Sometimes things can't go directly where they belong, but eventually they get there. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to be honest, dudes. We already established today with my sweetheart that being honest isn't always the goal. In fact, it's bad. It can be really bad. But I'm going to be honest. I'm really, really angry at Darren for going out and getting drunk again. I am so freaking angry at him, man. We have so much good shit trying to happen, and he's out doing that. And I understand why, because I've been wanting to go get drunk too, and I'm not even an alcoholic, you guys, believe it or not. But I am an addict, and I've been wanting to go get drunk. I even in the dentist's office, they said, hey, you want something? And I said, for your pain? And I'm like, yeah, I do. I don't want to be on Tylenol. And I'm not now. But I said, what is it? Because I can't be on NSAIDs. They kill me. You know, ibuprofen and all that shit can, and some people cause bleeding ulcers, and I don't need that shit. They almost killed me before that NSAIDs. And he said, no, it'd be like, kind of like codeine, an opioid. And I'm like, an opioid? I said, I'm an addict. I'm a really bad addict. I don't know. I'm not addicted to opioids, but hell, you know, I could be, dudes, because I could be. And so I told him, you know, got to be careful, because I don't want to be in here every other week with a toothache trying to get more opioids. And I was very honest with him, and he said, well, with the other medicine you're taking, let's just leave it off. And I didn't need it. The antibiotics kicked the shit out of whatever was going on in there, and okay. And they gave me this fucking, it looks like dangerous fucking, mouthwash for my mouth, and it's excellent stuff. And I'm gonna tell you, dudes, Darren has gotten drunk off of big old bottles of off-brand Listerine. We bought it at Dollar Tree, and it was buried under tons of shit in the fucking galley when I had it all fucking piled down, or piled up to the fucking ceiling, okay? He dug through it, because I buried it under there just in case. And he dug through it and found it while he was drinking, and he went drunk at least one of the big bottles of it, and maybe more. And it's like, I'm scared of that shit that's for my mouth I'm taking, because I'm worried Darren's going to go in there and try to drink it, and I told him this shit is dangerous. Dangerous shit. He can't afford to burn any more fucking brain cells. And every time he does that, he doesn't just burn his own brain cells, he burns mine with the stress and trauma of this shit. You could see it on us. We've gotten doofier, okay? And I hope that I'm getting better, because I'm putting so much work into it. And I hope he's getting better too. But see, that's the kind of shit I worry about. So I hit it, but I have to use it 2 times a day. You can't hide it too deep or anywhere, you know? I should just try to keep track of it, then I'll fucking lose it. Anyway, I'm really angry at him for sabotaging how well we've been doing. Even when Luna died, we were doing really well. I was crying all the time, but we were doing well. I was doing good. He was doing good, meaning good things. And he's back and kind of trying to be on track. Kinda. You can't be kinda on track. You have to fucking be on track. And, well, kinda. Sometimes the best a person can do. But, anyway, but he's so out of it and still detoxing, and God knows what he's doing out there right now. I hope it's all good and just buying groceries and coming home. But he's sitting there going, I'm like, what? What are you damn thinking about, dude? Get your brain on. I know he's a little bit that way all the time, you guys, but it's worse, way worse right now. Like, he's weighing, is it better for me to live in a homeless shelter and be able to drink? Or is it better to be sober and be here with this fucking bitch of a woman? I'll vote for you. I'll vote for him. It's better to be home with this bitch of a woman because she takes care of us. Yeah. But hey, that's my choice, not Papa's. It's up to Papa. And, you know, I'm not wonderful. I'm not fucking whatever. I'm fucking hard to live with. Ask all my exes. That's why they all moved to Texas. Hi, Papa. I'm like, Mama. Yes. So here's the sauce with the tomatoes. So, you know, being angry, though, is so bad for me. I'm trying to be loving. I'm trying to not overcompensate, but, like, trying to overcome. Compensate, overcompensate, whatever. Overcome that anger and resentment I have. Not to mention, it's just damn embarrassing after a certain point for me to be putting my faith in somebody who's doing this, because there are so many people out there, maybe all of you guys, who knows, that think I should kick him to the curb and leave him there. You know, it's embarrassing for me to keep taking him back and having him keep doing the same shit and saying, I believe in you, I trust you, you're amazing, I'm proud of you. He doesn't let me say I'm proud of you, but good job. I really admire how well you're doing, how hard you're working, you know, all that, and then have him be doing that shit or end up doing that shit. It's just like, and if this is gonna work, I have to overcome my resentment. Even if he leaves, I have to overcome my resentment toward him, and he has to overcome his resentment toward me at some point. And he resents me because I kick him out when he drinks. I mean, it may be more than that. I talk too much, and I'm a bitch. Like, always criticizing him. Put that there. You didn't put that up. Why didn't you put that up? I've asked you to put that up 100 times, babe. Why aren't you putting that up? Look, it's right in the way. I just put that up. And now it's back over here. It needs to be where it goes. That's in the way. It causes problems if it's not where it belongs. I turned that off. Oh, I'm going to turn back on for a minute. I don't want it to cook too far down, but I do want it to cook to give it a little more flavor. But, you know, I mean, it's not like we have a big old huge house where you can leave shit all over the place. It doesn't really matter. I know, look who's talking. The lady who stockpiled everything in the house forever. Yeah, but why would I work my ass off to give it away? To cull through it, sort through it for 3 fucking years. Arranging this help and that help, not having a car, and loading it on trucks and unloading it on drags and unloading it from here and moving it out there and there. And it's so that things will get better and not so that we end up with a fucking mess all over the fucking place. And you can see we are a jam-packed house, and we're not the epitome, perfect example of fucking organization yet. So what little we have to hang on to, just like sanity and sobriety and health. Here I am being all negative and disbelieving and kind of despairing a little bit. But I'm less despairing knowing that I can count on myself more and more every day, and that I do have support, and that should Darren decide to go off the deep end again, then I could kick him out, you know. And each time I kick him out, he's going to be gone longer, and I'm going to be more fucking reluctant to bring him back in. And he needs to fucking get it together. Or I told him today, babe, while you're here living with me, arrange to get housing for yourself so that you don't end up homeless. Because I don't want you to just be homeless on the street. Use this time to build up a support system for yourself. Build up resources for yourself so you can move into another apartment so that you're not homeless. But if I kick him out and he ends up homeless, dude, that's on him, man. Because he knows. And he was like, I blocked him from my phone. I locked him out of the house. I didn't even communicate with him at all. He was leaving notes on the back door. And I'm like, finally, I'm like, okay, I will call him and ask him point blank. I said, you have a one-word answer and you mean it. And it depends, your answer depends on whether or not you come back into my life or that I even keep you off of block. I said, you'll get blocked and locked, depending on the wrong answer. Locked out, that is. And I said, are you committed to your sobriety and you mean it and you're gonna do it? And he said yes. And so then, but since then he's screamed and yelled and bitched and complained and about it. And I'm like, geez, this doesn't seem very sincere so far. And it's got to be sincere. It's got to be for real. I can understand relapsing if he gets back on and says, I'm on track. I'm going to do this. I don't want to do that. That sucks. So I asked him, how did you feel about that? Drinking. He's like, it was fine. It was good. I'm like, what? If it's so good, get out of here and go do it, you know? You're supposed to fucking go, man, that was toxic. I feel horrible from it. And I'm going to quit damn doing it. But maybe ending up homeless and then coming home and knowing that you're responsible for the fucking electricity getting shut off and the gas bill pending shut off the next day. I mean, it was going to be a day after that, really, but and all the stress that you see in your wife might be a motivator to change. I don't know. I'm running out of giving a shit. Beyond, you know, I do care. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, I care to, you know, to my own detriment. But I am getting to the point where I'm not giving so much of a shit. Like, there's only this much shit I'm giving, you know. Enough to let him back in the house, but not enough to let him do that shit again. Or I lock him out, and he ends up where he ends up, and he can keep drinking or using out there, and and I can know he's consciously making this fucking decision. He knows. Has he burned 1 billion brain cells? Oh, hell yeah. Is he basically, you know, somebody who should be, you know, and inpatient treatment? Hell yeah. But it's up to him to go do it, you know. I mean, I begged him, pleaded with him, blah, 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 all of it. You know, demanded it, forced it. Nope, no. I'm telling him right now that he's got an illness, something that he needs antibiotics for, and he's refusing to go and get help. I'm like, dude, you'd rather run around being sick. I'm not sick. It's like, oh, okay, you're sick, dude. It's like, you're sick. Go get some fucking treatment for it. It's not self-love. It's not loving of anyone around us to not take care of our bodies and our health. And that's how I feel about it. Have I changed over our 9 years of relationship and filming? Oh, hell yeah. I have changed, man. I'm like, fuck this being unhealthy shit. I'm ready. But one little step at a time. Anyway, guys, yeah, here's our food. It looks pretty good. And then I'm going to make this bread, or he will. Yeah, it's a little overdone there, maybe, but I have bread. So this bread grilled in some garlic oil, and what? Maybe he'll make a salad. Let's hope. He's a great cook. He's a great chef. What else is he good at? He's a genius, a creative genius. He's great at playing tennis, and he could totally, these things should not be wasted on a person. It's a sin that they be devoted and tossed to alcohol. It's just fucking terrible. It's wrong. And it's also his choice, though. It's what I'm learning more and more, that it's not my choice for him to have his dreams come true and stay with me, or, you know, in whatever level, and be sober and healthy. It's my choice for me, you know, but his choice for him. And yeah, everybody knows, I guess everybody knows that. I didn't know it, but you know, all healthy people know that's true, and I'm really learning it. You can say, well, you failed, girl, you let him back in the house. And I can say, hey, I succeeded. I succeeded at keeping him out, blocking him from my phone, not letting him communicate with me, and keeping the doors locked and keeping him out. So, until I finally did say, okay, yeah, because if I don't give him a chance, he doesn't have another chance, right? But how many chances does somebody need? In his case, it's been hundreds with me. But I don't like not having him, the thought of not having him in my life. But my Lord, it's like, if he's just going to be demon-possessed, he's got to go. Especially if he's choosing to be demon-possessed. I hate it when he's demon-possessed. White woman. You know I do. Now, where's my wallet? I can't keep track of anything, dude. I'm really, seriously, I'm fucking, here it is. I'm fucking seriously so scattered and worn out while he's daydreaming about whatever he's daydreaming about. I'm thinking about how mad I am at him and how much I want to get to feeling better so I can be strong enough to get him out if I have to. But when I'm sick, I have to get well again. And then lock him out. In one of my groups, one of my behavioral health support people says, when you attempt to end a relationship that's toxic, we'll say. It's not completely toxic, but it's very toxic, okay? She says, you're going to get sick from it. You're going to get sick when that happens. I'm like, fuck. So that means I got to prepare myself to have edible food. I lose my appetite when I lock him out. And I never lose my appetite, dudes. I love food. But edible frozen foods, and Luna's taken up most of the dang freezer, and thank goodness she didn't thaw out when the electricity was off. That's the shit I was worried about. Jeez, okay. Anyway, so, she stayed good and solid frozen, but I'm happy that she's in there, but she takes up a lot of the freezer, and therefore there's no room for potatoes or whatever frozen. There's actually some tater tots in there right now. But stuff that I can throw on a pan and stick in the toaster oven, cook for a while, and then eat it out of the pan. That's all I can do. And I don't like the food. Doesn't sound very appetizing, but I don't like the food when I do that. While he's gone, I just totally lose my appetite. But I will eat it. So, I need that kind of food all the time, which is hard to do because we actually do cook it and eat it together. And I need backup of finances, of just resources that I don't have yet. And I've been trying to build for quite a while, and then things are going well, and I'm like, okay, I built up my little savings, I'm going to buy myself a laptop. So now I have a laptop, but I don't have my savings thing. Shit. And I love my laptop, worth it. I named her Luna, so. That laptop, Luna, is wonderful, white grandma. So I'm folding laundry. This is all Darren's stuff. But have to build up my health, have all the resources I need, have my teeth taken care of, have all my health taken care of to the best of my ability so that I'm not dealing with some emergency. Have all the utilities taken care of and tracked. Have all of my finances under control. You guys know I haven't done this my whole life, okay? And now I'm having to learn it and learn it well enough that when I kick, not when, let's go with if, I kick Darren to the curb, I'm going to be okay. And it's his responsibility. I told him, dude, you were supposed to be saving money. I've been telling you to save money for a year now. Save money for yourself. But it's your fault. It's like, okay, then if it's my fault, too bad. Sorry, so sad you didn't do it. I did, and then I spent it on the laptop. You spent it on Luna and you needed it. I know I did, but so I need an emergency fund for myself, you know, that I can't touch for whatever else. But I can do it. That's the thing. I can do it, and I need support, and I've got a lot of support. I told Darren, I said, you don't have any support. When you're out there on the streets, nobody's going to support you except for a homeless shelter. If he's lucky, and they're going to close that at some point. But, I mean, for the summer. And other than that, nobody wants to help a drunk person who's out there continuing to be drunk for, even though he's only 18, for decades he's been doing this shit. Nobody gonna support that anymore. I'm his last thread to support, and he doesn't have any support. I mean, when he's doing well, he has some support, but they're assuming he's doing well. I don't blame him for that. The minute he's using, nobody wants to talk to him and stuff like that, and nobody wants to help him. At least if he's lucky, nobody will help him because that's enabling him. So I folded a stack of laundry there for Darren, but he's back working his ass off here in our little abode, and I do hope he stays on the right track. If he gets more sobriety under his belt, or dryness, or whatever, abstinence from that stuff under his belt, he will get better. He will pop out of it, and he will do better. And he'll relapse again, but the longer he goes clean, then the more chance he has of staying clean, because he'll learn these healthy habits. I've been teaching him. I'm sorry, that's true though. It's not my job to teach him, but hell yeah, I'm going to teach him. But he needs to be getting this knowledge on his own, seeking it out like I do, because he loves his health and wants it, and wants his dreams to come true. I started 2 businesses, kinda, and I need his help. Or the one business that he's a part of will be the first one to go under, and I'll let it go, because I'm not going to be the one to perpetually do that. I've told him, you're going to be the CEO, you need to learn this shit, you need to take action to do it, you know. No wonder he went out and got drunk. I'd make anybody go get drunk, but still, rise to the damn occasion. And I'm trying to rise to the occasion, and if the occasion is I fell fucking flat on my face, then I gotta heal and get back up. If the occasion is he fell fucking flat on his face, then he's gotta heal and get back up and go in the right damn direction. I'm gonna go in the right damn direction. Is he? Well, it's so codependent on me to worry about that. It's so fucking codependent on me. But if you don't worry about, like, I was like, you've got to be kidding me that this hasn't been taken care of. I've asked you several times if it's been taken care of. And he hadn't even opened the bills, you guys, to find out. And I saw his name on the bills, and I put it on his area, not being codependent. So, anyway. So, is so codependent on me to worry and worry and worry about other people, to worry and worry and worry about what Darren's doing. It's so fucking unhealthy. And I still am, dudes. I'm still worrying. Still fucking worrying about him. I don't want him to die or end up away from me. I mean, away from me is way better than him dying. But if he dies because of this stupid bullshit that he needs to get a grip on, I will hurt and suffer over it for the rest of my life. And I know a whole bunch of freaking alcoholics and drug addicts lately have been dying from that stuff. I know probably longer than that, okay? But lately I've been hearing about it, and I've been hearing about it a lot, dudes. And I'm scared, and I worry about him. I worry about me if he were to fucking run off and die or run off and be stupid, okay? I worry about it. And I gotta quit worrying about it and start taking care of me. So I'm getting on camera and telling you all my worries. And put half that turkey burger into that. And where's the lid? See, this is what I mean. I get in here and I think, oh, it's organized in a way that makes sense. And then I get in here and I'm like, where the fuck is it? Where is it? It should be right in front of me. And who knows? I don't know. That's the problem with another person. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. Organizing things in a way that makes no fucking sense to you, or not organizing it at all. But this is organized because I organized it months ago. And he's kept it pretty organized since then. So, because I constantly go back and say, hey, you gotta keep that way. You gotta keep it that way. I can't find anything if it's not that way whenever I'm in the kitchen. He's like, yeah, but it's my kitchen. I'm like, yeah, it's your kitchen, but if I'm gonna fucking cook, it's gotta be where I can find shit. Oh man, dudes, do I have anything good to say about Darren anymore? I did. I said almost two sentences that were good about him. You know, I'm scared to love Darren. I'm scared to love him. I'm scared to be kind to him. I'm scared I will be kind to that guy and he will get violent over it. All sorts of shit triggers that dude, you know? And I understand because I'm a highly triggery person too. But it's not exactly inviting to want to cuddle to somebody who will go crazy if you're kind to them, okay? And that's the truth, okay? And probably because it's been out of balance and it's all, not all my fault, but a lot of it is my fault, okay? And it's certainly my responsibility how this is all going, for me anyway. Oh, I took out half of that meat and put it in the fridge, and now and you guys don't want to see the fridge, man. Oh, man, it's a mess. But if I lose Darren, I'll clean out the fridge myself. And he cleaned it out last time. It's just that he doesn't tend to keep things. Oh, he keeps the kitchen nice, But he doesn't tend to go into the refrigerator and stuff and clean it out and keep it nice in there. It's like he doesn't see it. So I'm like, I see it every time I open the fridge. But he keeps this kind of stuff real nice. He's different from me, and he has a right to be. And, I want to give him credit, man. That dude can cook. He can cook. When we first met, I did all the cooking, and now he's the chef, man. And he really is talented. There you go. That maybe I already said that, but he is a talented chef. Maybe it's simple. Maybe it's somewhat easy foods. In some ways, it's not like Gordon Ramsay, where he's going out and killing the lamb and grinding it up in his kitchen and making something delicious out of it, which he doesn't kill the lamb by his bare hands. Okay, I exaggerated, but he is like, he does really complex even the simple stuff is complex. So, you know, but Darren makes food that is sinfully good, you know. He really can cook, and now I turned that down, so, okay, so I cleaned this front burner area up. It had speckled with sauce, so now I'll move this up, and it probably will be speckled with sauce again, but, okay, so it's got half the meat, and I'm going to have to add more sauce. It's too watery, but that's alright, because it was too thick before, and the meat's chunks are a bit big, so I'll cut those up. Turkey's a little harder to cut up, the ground turkey. And so, okay, he's a great chef, man. And there's something we love to do together. And it's, you can guess, try to guess. Okay, it's watch movies together. Sitting on our bed over here. Wait, let's show you the bed. Sitting on our bed here. And watching our big screen TV that I found in the trash. Yes, I did. And, I made Darren carry it home. No, I don't want to. Come on, carry it home. No, I don't want to. Come on, carry it home. It might work. It still had all the tags on it, but it had some scratches. It still does. And so I think they either threw it into the dumpster or set it beside the dumpster. It's not such an easy word to get wrong. But anyway. And I said, please, do it. And he did. And now we have a big screen TV that's perfect besides a couple scratches. And saved us hundreds. Now it's getting old, so it's probably only $200 to buy in the store. But when we bought it, it was maybe pushing close to $400 or $500. So this we had to buy because he destroyed one of them. And then the next one died, I think. Can't remember the next one. This is a microwave we got from the trash, and Darren said, no, I'm not going to carry another microwave back. Because we had a smaller one that we gave away to the whomever. And it was fine, and it was awesome. But I'm like, this one's so beautiful. Go, please, go and get it. So he did. And it's awesome. It does have a couple glitches. They're minor, though. Sometimes you cook something for 30 seconds. You take it out. It doesn't beep most of the time, which is actually nice. And then it keeps cooking after that for a few more seconds. Minor glitch. And so, you know, sometimes the woman has to be a bitch to take care of things, you know. But I can see why you didn't want to, because our house was literally packed to the ceiling with stuff. Oh, here's the galley. What else is Darren that I just love about Darren? He is a fucking hard worker. He's been a more reluctant hard worker than me. I fucking hate hard work. But now I'm a workaholic, dude. And that's why I'm trying to take a break today. And I've only done a whole bunch of work today. Compared to working even harder. Like I normally would. So, okay. The closet is still packed up to the gills there. See? Okay. And these are all art supplies. But we've got room for my desk in here. It's awesome. I love my desk. And my little table. We've still got more art supplies. This is for, if we ever have a visitor, they can sit on it on the floor if they're a young kid type visitor. Or a youngster, meaning somebody under 40. And I love my chair. It's covered with hangers right now because I'm putting all the hangers in white. See them? And I ran out of hangers in white. Gave away a bunch of multicolored hangers. But then I was having to use some of them again because they hadn't picked them up yet. So I took some back, like those back there. When I'd really rather to pay those forward and have a really uniform, very beautifully organized, and it is, closet. Walk-in closet. And so it's organized, and it's so much nicer. I love it, dudes. I love being here. I don't know why I'm not in here right now, which I am, but hanging out. I don't know why I'm not in here hanging out. So it's very organized, but it's still got a lot of stuff in it. But, oh, I'm so proud. And I better turn that shit off because they're shutting down our electricity because the bill got so fucking high, man. It got high. And it's from these space heaters. So I'm going to turn the space heater off. And it has been a mild winter, but hey, we're cold people. So we had it up high. Oh, and here's the living room. I'm going to clean this thing off for Darren. He's going to get his own office stuff soon. And he can have this whole desk and area. I hope he'll like it, you know. But anyway, then we've got this cleaned up. This used to be stacked to the gills. Like, seriously, dudes, I've worked my ass off. I've been trying to fucking change my shit. Now look at the back porch, okay? I'm hanging my laundry out, and I only do it certain times when I won't get in trouble by, you know, the powers that be. And this stuff is stacked back here and being stored back here discreetly, but this is giveaway stuff. This will either be giveaway or we'll move it in for Darren to sit on. And that's art supplies. That's more art supplies that have to be stored back here. And I gotta tell you guys, it's fucking difficult. But eventually, it's gonna be fucking awesome. And that's the water buckets that go to the deal. And he didn't throw this in the trash like he said he was gonna. That's what I mean. I have to remind him 100 times. But it's like, well, then you just do it, woman. And it's like, no, I'm not gonna always do everything. And he's a hard worker, though, dude. He's a really hard worker, okay? I may have to tell him everything he has to do, but he fucking does it. Please carry these buckets out. Please carry them over to the greenhouse. Please water the greenhouse. When you're done watering the greenhouse, please water the blah, 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 the fern and the da-da-da and the da-da-da. And then when you're done, please bring all the buckets back and I'll fill them up. And you can bring them over there again. And he does it. He really does, dudes. Isn't this one looking wonderful? But, you know, I'm in pain over Luna dying. And I'm in pain about him fucking going off the rails. But, look, I'm keeping my fucking, you know, whatever done. You're keeping your shit done, white mama. Yep. And he helps me. Like, when he's doing well, I'm like, do this and this and this and this and that. I mean, I need his help. And one of the ways I prepared for this adventure, these things that happen, is I prepared for him. Not in exactly the way I all needed to, because I needed to be getting on that dang utility card thing, not card, but account. And but I have known that he could go off the deep end any time, so I needed to get the house cleaned up. So I have. So with his help, he's worked hard. I'm gonna add this to myself. He's worked his ass off, and it's the truth. And when he cooks dinner at night, he works his ass off. He prepares it all, sets it all up. I mean, I try to do that, and I'm like, you gotta take over, babe. I can't do it. It's too hard, you know? And he takes care of the girls. Got them Dobby most of the time. And, you know, I'm spending a lot more time with Dobby and being a little more there for her lately. Since Luna went away, she's helping me. I help my grandma white papa. White, everybody. White dudes. Yep. And, but he still is the one who takes care of that stuff. He takes care of the greenhouse. And, dudes, it had gotten ransacked. I mean, badly. And he went in and cleaned it up. Okay? He went in and did that. Because I was like, fuck, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. He went and fucking did all the work. It took him 2 weeks to get it cleaned up. But that's where he spent all his time, was cleaning that shit up. And the greenhouse looks beautiful. not only did he get it back in order, basically, he has worked, and I've helped, okay, with this once he got it cleaned up. I planted a bunch of new seeds. He's been taking care of the it looks beautiful, dudes. You've got to see it. And he has done that. He's been playing tennis. And playing tennis with one of his friends. And he's been doing so well. I'm so damn proud of him. I'm going to say it to you guys. He won't let me say that word to him. It bothers him. And it's not all the time, but if I ever say I'm proud of you for not drinking, he gets pissed and can be violent. So don't tell him you're proud of him if he's not drinking, okay? But, you know, when he has been doing well, he has been doing super well. He's been pretty happy, really supportive of me as I've bawled my eyes out over Luna. I've been even, you know, depressed and shit. He's supported me through it. He's helped me through it. He even walked with me to and back from the dentist's office for my emergency tooth exam. And, you know, he tries to get back on the wagon as fast as he can. Scrubbing this down. I don't want to work too hard. I really don't. This is not what I should be doing this weekend. But it's hard to resist since I'm a workaholic and because I like things to be nice, man. I don't like to look up and see the, you know, dishwasher covered with muck. It's gross. Besides, it's our bedroom, so when I lie in the bed, I see it. So I gotta clean it up sometimes, but this is the kind of stuff that Darren wouldn't even notice. Like, he'd be like, nope. It could have shit dripped all over him. He wouldn't notice it. So that's the kind of shit I notice. So I clean it. But anyway, how well he's doing. He's been playing tennis. He's been exercising a lot. He's been sober, with some exceptions. He's been working toward getting us more resources. He's been helping clean up. He's been helping clean up the house. He's been working on being more responsible for the house and stuff in it and our lives. And like, I kept telling him, don't put gravel on the back porch. No gravel on the back porch. If you try gravel on the back porch, clean it up. So the other day he was out there cleaning it up, and he even cleaned the poop out of the garden. I know, he's wonderful. And on top of that, he's been still continuing to have his tobacco in the house, and I've been saying, please keep that out of here. It's messy, it's gross, it stinks. You know, please keep that out away from me. It's not good for me. And so he's been continuing to do it forever. And then the other day he was like, I'm really sorry I keep doing that. I'm going to try again to change it. And that was since he's gone back on the wagon. So, you know, he's doing well in a whole lot of ways that I don't tell anybody about. Because I'm preparing, sadly, very sadly, for him to go off the wagon and stay off the damn wagon. And he needs to be in rehab. I love that song. After one day when I kicked him out, I was over at Starbucks, or I was mad at him for drinking. And yeah, it was on Friday after he got drunk. And the song was that song about they tell me to go to rehab, but I say no, no, no. I'm like, dang. It was the song, you know. The song was singing it. The song was definitely singing it. I got to go to Starbucks one day, didn't I, Grandma? Yeah, we sat outside. We waited. Well, it was kind of chilly, but not bad. But I took Doug, and I got to go to Dollar Tree. I hid in Grandma's bag, and we went shopping, right, Grandma? Yeah, it's kind of stressful because I don't know if she'll get tired of it and demand to get out of the bag. I done good. I haven't demanded to get out of the bag. I even went to the library, right, Papu? You sure did. So don't be saying to me that I done it wrong. I done right. I'm sorry, okay, but I worry that you're going to try to leap out of there, and then what will I do? I'll have to freaking leave all my shopping stuff and get you. Maybe get in trouble. That's why I don't do it, right, Grandma? Yes, thank you. My grandma always explains to me, we're going into Dollar Tree, you need to stay hidden. I know they don't allow us. I know that they don't allow four-leggeds. They discriminate against us, and I know it, so I'm not looking to start a problem. I'm trying to hide and break the law, right, Grandma? Yep. My grandma had me tied up outside of a Starbucks and went in and got the tea and come out. Yeah, and I was in so much pain I couldn't drink the tea. Yeah, that was a rough day for Grandma because my papa was out doing whatever, and my grandma was in pain, wasn't you, Grandma? And then she run out of Tylenol. She was drinking children's Tylenol and getting sicker than a doggy, right, Grandma? Oh, hell yeah. Why do they always say doggies are sick? But we're not sick. Well, most of the time, we're quite healthy. But when we die, we generally get sick voiced. Yeah. Even if we get one over something, which ain't going to happen in this house, but because my grandma won't let me go fall without it. No. She's become a terrible hoverable. She hovers over me, always trying to protect me like some crazy control freak. Yep. She's codependent on me. Oh, I didn't get to show you guys this sauce. When it starts to bubble, it'll be really nice. So. It's going to be good. Let's taste it. Let's have me taste it. Mmm. 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 Ooh. That's kind of scrumptious. So I hope Darren will like it. It's on low. When it starts to simmer, I'll actually turn it off. So until he gets home, then he can make the noodles and do all that. If he doesn't want to, then I will. So, I'm just not a noodle maker. I don't do the noodles. I just don't understand noodles. Like, what? They're long and hard. You throw them in the water and then they get soft and mushy. And when do you know to stop? Well, when they're al dente. I usually overcook them till they're mushy, al mushy. So Darren's perfect at cooking them, so he generally does it. But if I have to, I'll make us some mushy stuff. Mmm. Mmm. Ooh, that's really rich and earthy with those fresh tomatoes from the greenhouse. Darren went out there and gathered up all those little tomatoes, those little, what are they called? What are they called? Those little tomatoes. Anyway, not Roma. See, I told you, cherry tomatoes. And I can't remember anything lately, but he gathered them up, and there was a whole big bowl full of them, and I'm like, thank you. He did that without me telling him to do it. He did it without nothing. He just did it on his own. And I'm like, hey, look at those tomatoes. Did you take that again? Yeah, he did. So let's see if this is simmering. Simmer down, right, Mama? And even though Darren's detoxing like crazy and spaced off, and he did really well today when I said, I don't want to know when I ask you a question, are you going to go play tennis? I don't feel like it. That's not an answer. And we worked through it really well. And he didn't go play tennis, but he taught me a better way of approaching him about it. And I taught him a better way of answering the question. What's the better way? Well, to say, I don't feel like it is to be a 2-year-old, okay? I didn't tell him that, but I implied it. And to be a 2-year-old and say, I don't feel like it, isn't the answer. It's, right now, I'm too tired. I need to rest. That's my boundary. I'm going to go instead and go buy a bunch of groceries and carry them home. And I will go back. I know you care about me, but I'll go back and be playing tennis soon. Because what we discussed is, if he doesn't be playing tennis, he's not going to feel good. He has to play tennis. It's so essential to his health. And he's so lucky to be able to play tennis that over time, we won't be able to freaking walk. I mean, we're lucky to be able to walk and shit. So I want him to use that to his benefit. And we talked about it. So, and he understands. But he was really sweet about that. And even though I wish he would have played tennis, because it's so bad for him not to. It doesn't help his sobriety not to, okay? He needs to, because he needs to stay sober, he needs to do the shit that he needs to do to take care of himself to do that. So, that's what we talked about. But I didn't use the word sober, so I guess it's a dirty word, so. And it really is a dirty word, but it's about cleanest white you can get. I know. But for an addict, being sober is a dirty fucking word. I know you know that, Grandma. Okay, it's starting to simmer. So I'm going to shut it off. There. I shut it off already. It's looking and tasting good. And so, but he's doing real well in a whole lot of ways. It's just that I always have to have this thing in the back of my mind going, are you prepared for him to be gone? Are you prepared for him to go and choose this life of drinking over you? Because my health gets hit so hard from that shit. So hard from it, doesn't it, Dobby? Oh, hell yeah. Well, health just declines fast when he's using that shit. So, I have to take care of my health, you know. I keep telling him, it's not good for me. Don't be around me, you're doing that shit. So, he's kind of figuring it out. The more boundaries I use with him, oh my God. Yesterday, we're going to do some bitching here again for a second. Yesterday, I noticed my thermos was in his backpack, and I said, babe, that's my thermos. Don't just use it. Because he does. And he'll do anything with my stuff and not ask. And I was like, he got so fucking pissed off. He started screaming and yelling at me. I'm like, dude, you got to learn to deal with boundaries. I do too. They suck. But it sucks enforcing them. It sucks having them. And it sucks having them done to you. So, but you're going to have to learn to accept my boundaries. You can't be going crazy because I say, that's my thermos, give me back my thermos. You have to say, you know, you don't have to do anything, but a healthy person has to say, oh, I'm sorry, I should have asked, I apologize, let me, you know, I accidentally left mine in the greenhouse, so may I borrow this one? And then I'd say yes, but I'm practicing these freaking boundaries with this guy, and I'll tell you what, I'm loving setting boundaries, but I usually get a war in response, and he's got to say, sorry, all that tomato acid, he's got to learn to set boundaries too, and he thinks he's saintly for not setting boundaries, and I said, you're not saint. I didn't say you're not saintly, and he didn't say he was saintly, but I'm basically saying to him, it's not saintly to not have boundaries. It's only healthy. I mean, it's only unhealthy and leads to bad. It's not saintly to not have boundaries. It's saintly to have boundaries. So he's got to learn to set his boundaries and enforce them with me. And oh my God, here I go again. Okay. Hey, the house looked pretty good, didn't it, dudes? There's the kitchen and the bedroom and the TV theater. And that's the laundry right here. Right here is the laundry, and there's the living room. And, well, I'm proud of it. And here's this closet. I made it where I opened up a bunch of space for him to put his backpacks, but I don't have space for my own yet, and some of his other storage stuff. And then I have my clothes in here. He says, you have all the space, I don't have any space. And I'm like, you're wrong, because this is his TV, his bed, his kitchen, too. It's not just mine. But if he drinks, it's all mine. I'll tell you that. Here's my painting that somebody has expressed interest in purchasing. It's kind of expensive, so I don't know. They're thinking about it, and they may buy it or may decide not to because it's expensive. I wouldn't be able to buy it. So anyway, there's the living room again. Here's the kitchen again. I'm loving my living room. Grandma, you need to turn on Lloyd of the Wings and just relax and quit thinking about what Papa's doing. It's so fucking codependent of you. I know. It's a neurotic fucking tendency that gets triggered and started back up when he goes off drinking. And I wish he would stop so that I can stop doing that. Because I loved not having to worry about that for a while. I just loved it, man. It's 6 o'clock now. I talked to you guys for an hour and a half, so I think I'll let you go. Okay, here's the spaghetti sauce, and then he'll come and make the noodles and the bread, and we'll watch a movie. We're watching Key Largo. Oh, I'm loving the Key Largo with old Bogart White Papa. I'm not a big fan of Bogart, but I love, what's her name? Lauren Bacall. Oh, hell yeah, she's wonderful. And he's a fine enough actor, but he's not my favorite actor. My favorite actors of that era are like Marlon Brando, the best. And maybe a little Clark Gable and a little, what's his name? Oh, I can't remember all of them, but they're the greats. Turned off the lights, so we switched, but they're the greats, and of course Ingrid Bergman and Ava Gardner. They're the best. And Audrey Hepburn, of course, we like her. I mean, I'm not sure she's my favorite. Ava Gardner's my favorite, and Ingrid Bergman. They're almost equal to me because Ingrid Bergman got knocked down a couple notches when we watched part of a documentary about her, and she was a terrible mother, basically. I don't know if her kids would say that, but she abandoned her kids all the time. Well, you done the same thing to your kids, Grandma. You can't speak. I know I can't speak. I'm a hypocrite, but it didn't, it was like, oh, damn. Shoot. She was not a good mother, so. And you abandon your own children, and your children don't even speak to you, so what the hell are you talking about, Grandma? You come to Santa Fe and abandon your kids back in Kansas. I know. I thought they'd come with me. They did, and then you drove them crazy and they went back to Kansas. Huh. And now you're driving Papa to drinking, he says. Yeah. Maybe you drove all of them to drinking too. I practically drive myself to drinking. So anyway, we've been watching Key Largo and we love it so much, and we've been going regularly and watching every movie we can in the library, one after another. We watched Maleficent 2, and I love Angelina Jolie. She's really awesome. I just love her. What were you thinking, Brad? You're an idiot. You're an idiot, Brad. You should be on her front door begging on your hands and knees, on your face, begging to get back with Angie. Oh, hell yeah. But I will say, even though she's great, that movie was silly and ridiculous. I don't know about the first one because he accidentally got the second one, but the first one might be better. But God, it makes me not want to watch the first one. And I love Angelina Jolie so much, I just totally want to see her play. But I wanted to see her play the Maleficent that I had in my mind. And maybe that's the first one, I don't know. She looked cool in those wings, didn't she, Grandma? And those horns. Totally cool. But anyway, we've been watching all sorts of movies. And we are happy when we sit together and eat a bunch of food without even knowing we're eating it and watching movies. We really are. We're happy together. We get along. We love each other. We hold hands. We haven't been really watching ourselves a lot because we drive us crazy. We've had enough of us, man, and more. But when we do, we love it. But we've been watching these movies and films that we never watched before, and we just love it, and we get along so well. And I told him, that's part of our routine that works for us. We got to keep it, move it earlier in the day, and then go to having more routine throughout the day. You know what? He might have texted me, so I gotta go. I forgot. He's supposed to text me about the mop. Damn, it's been a while, Grandma. I know. Okay, see you guys soon. Thanks for hanging. Ground turkey spaghetti with fresh cherry tomatoes from the greenhouse. Nice.